Hey guys, welcome to Family and Well, where we help you and your family achieve financial freedom, live happy and purposeful life, and leave a legacy for the next generation. If that's what you're looking for, click on the subscribe button and activate the notification bell. Surprise! She's pregnant. And here goes the celebration, the festivities, letting know your husband and your families. But right after those celebrations subside, you begin to feel the responsibility of caring for another human being. In this video, I will share with you a few checklist items to prepare you financially for the coming of the baby. Firstly, you want to save for the one-time expenses. And that means the punctual expenses associated with the pregnancy and the delivery. In this category, we have three types of items. We have hospital bills, parental leave costs, and baby and accessories cost. When it comes to hospital bills, you want to evaluate your health insurer's policy and make sure that you have enough funds saved to pay for your out-of-pocket expenses. You also want to ensure that the baby is added to one of your health insurance policy. So reach out to your HR department if you do not understand the terms of the policies. Then you will need to evaluate as a couple the cost of parental leave. How much time are you planning to take off after delivery? Will both of you take off? You need to review your employer policies when it comes to parental leave. In the US, as a rule of thumb, if you've worked in a company for at least a year, you're eligible to the 12 weeks unpaid FMLA leave. Some companies will supplement with a short-term disability leave at a percentage of your existing income or salary. Other companies have a more generous parental leave policy where you can have multiple months off covered at 100% of your current income. Once you have identified the gaps, you need to think about how to replace that income. Do you need it to live on a day-to-day basis? Do you want to reduce your expense or save for as an emergency fund for that time frame? Also, if you're thinking of having a baby now, you can begin to look for employment with employers that are more family friendly. Finally, you want to evaluate the cost related to baby wear and accessories. By creating a baby registry early enough and sharing with friends and family, if they're generous, they will cover some or even most, if not all, of those items. The second checklist item you want to cover is updating your budget. This is the right time to have a conversation with your spouse on whether you want to stay home or go back to work. If you stay home, you might need to reevaluate your current expenses and adjust them to live on a lower monthly budget. If you decide to go back to work, really consider the cost of childcare in your area. Also be aware that having a new baby will impact other items of your budget, such as your grocery cost, your life insurance cost, financial account cost, etc. Third checklist item is make sure you have an emergency fund in place. The emergency fund should be at least 3 to 6 months of expenses. If only one spouse is working, try to push to at least a year if that is possible. Fourth checklist item, get life insurance. When you have a baby, you become responsible for another person. You should have gotten a life insurance before, even when you got married or even when you were single, but having a child increased the necessity of having a life insurance. You want to make sure that your life insurance payout will be at least 10 times your current income. If you have an existing life insurance, make sure to update beneficiaries. Don't overlook that step. Your last checklist item is reviewing your estate planning. Once you bring a child to this world, you're responsible for the legacy you're leaving. Book an appointment with a lawyer and begin to discuss the implication of having a child. These are a couple of decisions you will make as part of that conversation. Who would you like to serve as a guardian in case you're not there anymore? What would be the best way to provide financially for your child after you're gone? Should a trust be set up to manage their inheritance? At what age should they be able to receive the inheritance? In case you have a special needs child, who would take care of them and he will be in charge of managing the finances. In this section, you're building your legacy. You're thinking through what will happen to your family if you're not there. And now we come to the last checklist item is set up your kids' financial account. In the next video, I will discuss more in detail what are your options if you live in the US to start investing for your children.